Welcome to another story made by Oracle One. Amelia Grant always believed that books held magic, but she never expected that magic to manifest in quite such a mysterious way. As an avid reader and freelance writer, Amelia spent countless hours in the quiet corners of the city library, lost in worlds crafted by words. She had her favorite spot by the window, a nook bathed in soft sunlight where she could read uninterrupted for hours. But over the past few years, a peculiar pattern had emerged. She kept finding the same old bookmark in random library books. The bookmark was a delicate piece of worn leather, frayed at the edges and embossed with a simple golden initial, J. It was thin, unassuming, but no matter which book Amelia borrowed, it would appear, always marking a page that seemed to resonate deeply with her at that moment. At first, it was easy to dismiss as coincidence. She thought it might be a quirky habit of some avid reader who frequented the library, perhaps even a staff member who lost the bookmark and it kept finding its way into books they preferred. But something deeper was at work. She began to notice an uncanny pattern. The bookmark always appeared before a pivotal moment in her life, a new chapter unfolding. The first time she found it was before she accepted a challenging job in another city. The second time before she ended a long, unsatisfying relationship. And the third before she decided to pursue her writing full-time. It was as if the bookmark was a silent messenger, a talisman warning or encouraging her to prepare for transformation. The bookmark's latest reappearance took place on an unremarkable Tuesday afternoon. Amelia had wandered into the library feeling restless, caught between nervousness and excitement. She had an appointment that afternoon to meet with a potential client for a big project, something that could define her career as a writer, but also a risk. She pulled a novel from the shelf, a classic love story she had read in college but wanted to revisit. As she opened the book, there it was, the old leather bookmark, neatly tucked halfway through the pages, the golden J gleaming faintly in the sunlight. Her heart fluttered. Why now? What was this new change? She clutched the book closer, fingers grazing the soft leather, and felt a jolt, like a spark of recognition. The bookmark wasn't just marking a page in a book. It was marking a moment in her life. Intrigued and driven by a sudden urge to uncover the story behind the bookmark, Amelia made it her mission to find out who J was. She visited the librarian, a kind woman named Mrs. Harper, who had served the community for over 4 decades. The old woman listened patiently as Amelia described the bookmark and asked if anyone had ever lost or reported a similar item. Mrs. Harper's eyes twinkled behind her glasses. Ah, that sounds like the old leather bookmark that used to be kept in the special collections. Belonged to someone who was, well, a bit of a romantic mystery, if you ask me. Amelia's curiosity grew. Can you tell me more? His name was James? Jonathan? Something like that. He was a regular here years ago, always reading and jotting down notes. No one knew much about him, except that he was quite the hopeless romantic and left this bookmark behind the day he disappeared from town without warning. A chill ran down Amelia's spine. Could this James be the one who left her these subtle nudges? The thought seemed absurd, almost magical. Days passed, yet Amelia could not shake the feeling that this was the moment that would change everything again. She had her client meeting, and despite her nervousness, she felt calm, steady, anchored. The bookmark now seemed like a talisman of hope and courage. The client meeting went better than she had dared hope. Amelia's writing was praised, her ideas accepted, and just before leaving, the client invited her to a literary gala downtown that weekend. It was a chance to meet people who might open doors to new opportunities. A part of Amelia hesitated, recalling her usual preference for quiet evenings alone, but the bookmarking presence in her pocket bolstered her resolve. The evening arrived crisp and clear, with city lights shimmering under a harvest moon. Amelia dressed carefully, choosing an elegant but simple dress she had worn when she finally took the leap to become a full-time writer. The familiar weight of the leather bookmark in her purse felt like a good luck charm as she stepped into the grand ballroom filled with authors, publishers, and creatives buzzing with energy. At the gala, everything felt surreal and enchanting. Amelia floated between conversations, sharing her work, listening to stories of success and struggle, and feeling more alive than she had in years. Later, near the grand library display, she noticed a man examining a vintage book, the same type of leather-bound novels she adored. He was tall, with a gentle presence and warm brown eyes that flicked up to meet hers when she shyly smiled. "Looking for something special?" he asked, voice smooth like honey. Amelia laughed softly. "Actually, yes. I'm investigating the mystery of this bookmark." She pulled the worn leather piece from her purse. The man's eyes widened slightly, then softened with recognition. "I know that bookmark," he said quietly. "It belonged to my grandfather." Amelia's heart raced. "Your grandfather?" He nodded. "Jonathan, yes. He was a man of letters and secret dreams. Left that bookmark in books he thought would change someone's life. If the stories are true, sometimes it ended up in the hands of those ready to begin a new chapter. Sometimes I think it's been guiding me," Amelia admitted, holding the bookmark gently. The man smiled knowingly. "Then perhaps we are meant to meet. I'm Lucas, Jonathan's grandson. It seems he wanted his legacy to be one of hope and new beginnings, a reminder that life turns on moments only if we are brave enough to take them." As the night deepened, Amelia and Lucas talked about books, dreams, and the tender uncertainties of life. The connection between them grew, woven with threads of serendipity and the shared magic of the mysterious bookmark. In the weeks that followed, Amelia found herself visiting the library more often, sharing her discoveries with Lucas, who proved to be not only a kindred spirit but someone who understood the quiet language of hope she lived by. Together, they explored dusty archives and old letters, piecing together Jonathan's life, a story of courage, love lost and found, and the belief that magic could be found in the smallest, simplest tokens. One evening, as autumn leaves painted the town gold and amber, Lucas invited Amelia to the family home, an old Victorian house filled with books and memories. There, in the cozy study, he showed her a box of bookmarks, each one like the leather J, but with different initials and dates scribbled inside. He made them all, Lucas explained, and left them to guide those who needed a nudge. Amelia felt a warmth bloom in her chest, not just for the story but for the man standing beside her. With the gentle glow of the fire casting soft shadows, Lucas reached out and took her hand, the old bookmark now resting between their fingers. "Maybe this is our new chapter," he whispered. Months turned into seasons. Amelia's life transformed in ways even the bookmark hadn't predicted but perfectly complemented. Her writing thrived, and her heart found its home not just in ink and paper but in the quiet, steady love growing between her and Lucas. And while the old leather bookmark continued its quiet journey through library books, appearing before moments of change, Amelia learned to trust that some magic finds us when we are ready to open the book of our own lives, and to write the stories we were always meant to live. For more stories, like and subscribe.